Okay, I'm back for part 2 where you're going to create a bar graph and then a line graph for the data for Baja Mexo tides and sheets. So on part 2, which again, I'm going to show you where I got this from. It is part of, sorry about that, the dog is trying to play with me right now. All right, so this is under week of April 6th to April 9th. It's the only assignment in there. There are 2 parts to it, and it is a shorter week, so I didn't want to give you too much work. So when you make your graphs, I want to see a title, subtitle, x-axis title, y-axis title, legend to the right, and also add data labels, which are going to give each of your high tide and low tide data values, which is good just for really seeing how high tide and low tides change, not only visually, but you'll see the data there as well. So I'm going to go into the sheets, which I already put together for you. And basically what we're going to do is I'm going to move this down a little. Oops, move this. I think I'm going to go to 75% so you can see everything. And then kind of want to, let's see, maybe move the screen down a bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this whole thing and highlight. And go down to, oops, I have to start again because there's a little dog on my lap. Go back up. I'm going to highlight this all. And I'm going to go highlight this, go all the way down. I don't know if I can use the titles at top yet, but we're going to see what happens. And all you do is you highlight the parts you want. And I kept it simple because other charts that we looked at, or if you do look at them, you're going to find out that there's actually more than 1 high tide a day. There could be 2 high tides and 2 low tides, and even a 3rd high tide. All we're going to simply do is look at 1 high tide and then 1 low tide throughout each day. So I'm going to insert a chart right here, and then it's going to pop up, and this is a line chart, and I did ask you to start with, let's see here, a bar graph. So let's pick a column chart bar graph. So right here we're looking at your high tides and your low tides and the months, January, and then these are the days. So there's a couple things you can do here. If you take a look at this chart, let me make this a tiny bit smaller so I can see more of it. You can actually click here, and this is your title text. And we can add to it bar graph for Baja, spelled that wrong, J-A, Mexico. Okay, and it gives you the opportunity to also, Violet, can you get Ellie? Somebody? I can also center it, and I can also bold it so it shows up more. I can change the color if I want to, I don't know, any color. And then right here you can see it already shows me, this is basically your legend. It shows me high tide and low tide. And then January, this is your x-axis, and this is your y. So you can see that the x-axis already has months, or your month and your days, but the y does not yet. So we're going to want to go to the vertical axis, and we're going to give it a title. Actually, I go to chart and axis titles, and then this is the chart title. Click on here, and I go to my vertical axis title, and I'm going to just write meters, because, and I suppose we can actually call it height. In meters. And I can go ahead, and I think I can probably also make this bold if I want. And then over here, I can click right on January, and then right over here, days in the month, so we'll know what the numbers mean. And make it bold, and I could make it a little larger. Maybe let's see what 14 looks like. Kind of like that, so I can see it a little better. And then under series, we can go to data labels. The data labels make it really cool because you can see the exact data for each the high tide and the low tide. So you can see the highest high tide, the lowest high tide, you can see the lowest low tide, and then the highest low tide, which are part of some of your questions. So there's one more thing you could add so that we know who made the chart, and that would be, you can go again to chart and axis titles, and we should be able to find chart subtitle, which is right there. I'm going to call this by, and we'll just write this, Mrs. Colligan, okay? And it's not centered if you look at the chart, so we're going to want to go ahead and center it, all right? And the color is not dark, so I'm going to go ahead and make it dark. And I did make that purple. I probably shouldn't. I should probably just choose black, because it is best to create a little more formality in charts, graphs, and data tables when you make them, for review purposes and to show evidence of data or what you'd like to discuss for any type of lab or project. So next thing, we're going to copy the chart, and you're going to go into your Google Docs, open a doc, get a blank one, and hit paste. And this is my very first one. You can see how large it is. So I can go up to the corner and make this smaller. I'm going to get smaller till I kind of like the size of it. You know, see how far it goes across here? So that's decent. I mean, I could also center it if I wanted to. This will be in the center of the page, which you can't see because it kind of moves it. And then again, if you recall, I did ask you to call this, what did I say? Tides worksheet graphs. I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste that part and put it right in my document. It's a really easy thing to do when you can copy and paste something by, all right, JC, or you could do it beforehand, okay? So that's that. And then this is going to be saved, and you can submit this part of the assignment. Now remember, this is just the first part. You want to go back to your chart, which is right here. Click here, and we can do one of two things. We can delete charts so that you can create it again, or I think we could probably just go back into here and change the type of chart we want. We can go in here, and the suggested is actually right here, the line chart. Looks kind of interesting. It looks like there's a couple of anomalies right here. This could be because of certain time of the month moon phases, which you'll see when you actually look at the data. But again, you're going to take this and then do all the same things that we did for the bar graph. Fix the title, fix the X, fix the Y, put your data labels in here, which show the numbers for each high tide and low tide. Put your name on it and so forth, and you'll be done. And again, you can just copy this, put this back into your, where is this? I think it's up here. Google document below this one, and then you're going to answer that final question, which is in here. It says, explain which bar graph visually represents the relationship between low and high tides at the bottom of both bar graphs. So when you're done with this for part 2, you're done. And you're going to save it. Will already be saved because it's a Google Doc. You're just going to submit it to this assignment. So you'll actually have 2 different Google documents submitted to this assignment. So again, hopefully that was pretty clear. I'm going to show this video tomorrow, and we can go over any questions you have on Thursday as well. And I will see you soon. Again, this is Ms. Colligan for Grade 8 Science at ASI, and we're looking at tide charts. Bye-bye.